The road to Battleground continues. It's the first NXT with the post-draft rosters. We have championship matches and champions to crown. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, here to preview NXT for the 9th of May. 2023. Tonight, we're getting the NXT Tag Team titles defended. The Diads will be challenging the Gallas Boys for the NXT Tag Team Gold. Not too sure what's happening with the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. There's apparently a rumour going around that Alba Fire and the other one, forget her name. Yeah, let's just go with the other one. They are apparently taking the belts to SmackDown, and there could be SmackDown and Raw Women's Championships, so separate championships on both shows. What a way to water down the tag team. There is no tag team division, let's be honest. There's barely a tag team division. In my opinion, I don't think you need Women's Tag Team Championships, but if you want them, I would personally have one set of tag titles between all three brands. Now, I get it if they don't really want to include NXT, but looking at NXT now, there's just not enough tag teams to have a legitimate, incredible women's tag team division. Neither is there enough teams on Raw or enough teams on SmackDown. So I think if they're persisting on having a set of women's tag team titles, personally, I would have the one set of belts defended across the three brands. But if they do move the NXT Tag Team Championships to SmackDown and rebrand them to SmackDown Women's Tag Team Championships, I would not replace the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Look, we can't keep living in this era where we need to give the women everything. Oh, the men have tag titles, so the women need to have tag titles. The men main event, so the women need to main event. The men have WrestleMania main event, so the women need a WrestleMania night main event. The men have Hell in a Cell, TLC, Money in the Bank, so the women need to have that. The men have the Royal Rumble, so the women... No, that's garbage, right? This is wrestling, and men are just higher up than women. It is what it is. You know, it's a male-dominated sport. The men are what draw it, and the women in wrestling are like they're sidekicks. It is what it is. It's just like the cruiserweight division. It was a good division, but when was cruiserweights more over? Were they more over now when legit everybody on the roster is like 200 pounds and can do all these high flying moves, or were they more over in WCW when you had all the big guys and then you had the cruiserweights as an attraction? That's when the cruiserweight division was more over. Same with the women, when the women were concentrating on being different from the men. Why would we want the women to just be exactly like the men? It doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, we want the women to be women. We want them to act hot. We want them to act sexy. We want them to have... We want them to fight like women. We want bra and panties matches. I want to see women slapping each other and doing the whole cat fight. Joey Styles. That's iconic. Joey Styles shouting cat fight. You know, what's iconic about women nowadays? Big muscular women looking like men, trying to wrestle like men. Garbage. That's not iconic. Anyway, let's move on. Every time I bring up women in wrestling, I go on a rant and I get sidetracked. But let's talk about NXT. Let's talk about women, actually, while we're on the subject of it. There's going to be a women's tournament to determine the new NXT Women's Champion, and I just don't understand why they put the belt on, what's her name, Indy Hartwell, if they had plans to put her on Raw. Now, you could argue they're only putting her on Raw because she is injured and she might have to fake the belt anyway, but I'm just not buying that. I just didn't agree with it. I mean, the whole taking Roxanne Perez out the match, then putting her in the match, I think the whole thing was a mess. And Mandy Rose done such a good job as being a credible champion, and I'm against long title reigns, but sometimes long title reigns are good, and I think Mandy Rose's title reign was good. But her losing the belt to Roxanne Perez with literally no build, it just didn't elevate Roxanne Perez the way it should have. You know, whoever beat Mandy Rose should have got like a massive boost from beating Mandy Rose, considering she was like the longest reigning champion, but it didn't happen. You know, it just kind of felt dull. We all knew that Mandy Rose was leaving because of, you know, her pictures and stuff like that. I think the women's belt has been a bit of a mess, to be honest, since Mandy Rose left. I don't think Roxanne Perez was ready to be champ, and then when she kind of she vacated the belt sort of, but then got added to the match. It's like, I don't know, for me the whole women's thing has been terrible. But we are getting two matches tonight in the women's tournament. It's going to be Gigi Dolan versus Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyrie versus Kiana James. Those are 4 of the women in the 8-woman bracket. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. The first round left bracket is Dolan and Stratton, then Perez and Jacy Jane. And the right side is Lyra Valkyrie, Kiana James, and Fallon Henley versus Cora Jade. I'm not too sure who's going to make the final of this. I mean, it could possibly be Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. If it's going to be Tiffany Stratton, I don't see it being Cora Jade, but I'm just not sure it's going to be anyone else from the... I mean, it could be Lyra Valkyrie. It's not going to be Kiana James and Fallon Henley, in my opinion. So, yeah, no, I think it's going to be... I think the final is going to be Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. That's my predictions, guys. We'll see what happens. But as for tonight, as for the 2 matches, I'm going to go with Stratton to beat Dolan, and I'm going to go with Valkyrie to beat Kiana James. That is my predictions there. We've got Eddie Thorpe versus Damon Kemp. I mean, who cares? Is that even worth a prediction? I'll go Damon Kemp because I don't know who Eddie Thorpe is. Duke Hudson versus Xavier Bernal. Really scraping the barrel here. I'll go Duke Hudson. Tyler Bate versus Charlie Dempsey. Holy shit, this is getting worse. I'll go Tyler Bate, but again, these matches just do not interest me. Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen versus Hank Walker and Tank Ledger. Who's booking this shit? What are you doing, Shawn Michaels? You've lost your smile. What is this crap, man? Honestly. Nathan Fraser hosts his second hard-hitting Home Truth segment. I enjoyed the first. We'll find out what the second's like. We have Ilya Dragunov versus D-Jack. I just don't like Ilya Dragunov. To me, he's like your typical indie guy that just looks like a bland as fuck. Comes out with the tights on. Just a wrestler. That is it. Bland as fuck. Thousands of people like this Ilya Dragunov guy. Can't stand him. Hopefully D-Jack wins. D-Jack actually looks like a wrestler. Looks like a champ. Braun Breaker versus Trick Williams. I mean, it should be interesting, but I think Braun Breaker will win relatively easy tonight. And the NXT Tag Team Champions, Gallus, defend against the Diad. I'm not a big fan of Gallus, but I see no reason that the Diads will win tonight, so I'm going to go with a Gallus victory. There you go, guys. This card, I'm not going to lie, this card tonight looks absolutely abysmal, and it's a hard sell. It really is a hard sell, but if we have to be positive, I mean, Braun Breaker versus Trick Williams should be interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. Tiffany Stratton versus Gigi Dolan. That'll be easy on the eyes. So yeah, maybe there is some good things about tonight's NXT, but not many. Not many. Like I said, literally scraping the barrel here, I think, to put on a good show. And honestly, WWE has been... It's been really, really poor, I think, since WrestleMania. It's been disappointing big time. I just expected more. It hasn't really happened. I think NXT has probably been the best show since Mania, but even then, it's not been that interesting. You know, it's been poor. It really has been disappointing. So again, just so many matches on tonight's card that just are not interesting. And I get it. It's a development brand. I know they don't have a shitload of stars on this brand, but I mean, come on, even for NXT, I mean, Eddie Thorpe versus Damon Kemp, Hudson versus Bernal, Bate versus Dempsey, Briggs and Jensen versus Hank Walker and Tank Ledger. What? Why are these matches happening? I mean, come on. This is like NXT level up crap right here. I'm surprised all 4 of these matches, 1 would be okay, but 4, I'm shocked, guys. But we'll find out. Maybe it'll surprise me. Maybe it'll be a good show. We'll find out in the review. Make sure you check out. I'll catch you in the next one. And of course, until then, been Fog Wrestling signing out. Peace.